Hello po mga ka-UJ! It's again your favorite show during Saturday night. This is Unity Junction Radio. At syempre po kasama niyo po, ako po si Bea. We are live on INCTV and of course on INC Production Company's Facebook page and YouTube channel. And of course, I am with, ako po ang co-pilot ng aming pilot dito po sa UJ Radio, si Kuya Randall. Hi Kuya Randall, good evening po!
Bea, and once again, hi to all our viewers from different time zones all across the globe. Once again, it's Saturday evening, and of course, our Saturdays will never be complete, not until UJ Radio becomes a part of it. Ayan, kaya minsan pa babatiin ko kayong lahat. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Saka na naman mamaya yung good night. Okay, Bea, so let me start this evening. Let me start it off by greeting some of our viewers.
Go ahead, Kuya.
So let's begin with belated happy birthday po. Happy birthday to Sister Rosal Elaini and Brother Ronald po from Cairns Group Worship Service in Australia East. And greetings coming from Tita Ellen and Sister Jerlene. Hello po sa inyo lahat. I miss you guys. Another belated happy birthday po to Sister Lavelia from Cebu City. Greetings coming from your brother Venice and sister-in-law Ruchi. So mga taga Cebu City, kamusta mo diya tanan? And happy viewing po to all the brethren from the local congregation of Canlubang Distrito Ecclesiastico ng Calamba City. Greetings coming from Sister Rhea. And last but not the least, happy viewing po to Brother Renzo and Sister Karen Joy from Project 4 Quezon City. Greetings coming from Leon and Baby Prince. Hope to see you all soon po. It's been a while. Ayan. How about you, Sister Bea?
We have a couple here po. We have one from Ka Jessica saying, let's all stay active in participating in the different activities launched with the church administration. Hello po from the local congregation of Maharlika, distrito po ng Bulacan East. Hello po sa mga taga Bulacan, mga kapatid. Mula din po ay Ka Jezebel. Binabati po niya ang mga taga-lokal ng Manaring, distrito po ng Isabela East. Keep safe po mga kapatid. Another one from Ka Reynaldo. Happy viewing po sa lahat ng mga kapatid mula po sa lokal ng Calbayog City, distrito po ng Western Samar. And another one from Ka Justine mula po sa lokal ng San Jose, distrito po ng San Jose, Mindoro Occidental. Ayan, i-shoutout ko na rin ng, yan, pwede pa naman, ng mabilisan ang ating team Facebook muna. Hello po kay Sister Sofia, ka Elsie, Ate Hilary, si Ka Krisha, ka Cheryl, ka Lily, ka Rosana, ka Nathan, and kay Brother Benjo at sa mga bagong members po ng ating team Facebook na lalo pang lumalaki ang ating team Facebook family and ang ating team YouTube family. So mamaya po yan. And Kuya Randall will go straight for the meantime to our first INCMV. Okay lang po ba? Okay lang? Is it okay?
All right.
Alright, so here is our first INCMV. For this episode po, mag-feature po tayo ng mga INCMVs natin mula po sa nakaraang in-concert Western Europe. Dahil po, ang atin pong magiging bisita ngayong gabi sa UG Radio ay kasama po dito. So here is the first one po from in-concert Western Europe. Here is We Are Warriors. Sing along, enjoy, and we'll be right back!
J'ai coupé tout lien avec le mal, au reste du monde est devenu si cruel. Mais je tiens bon, je garde les pieds sur terre. J'ai mené des combats plus durs et plus sévères. Toujours en avant, le cœur battant, car je suis déjà en pleine guerre.
Mais sincère, oui je suis sincère lorsque je sers et entends la parole du Père. Donc je fais les serments au Tout-Puissant que je ne vivrai jamais un seul instant. Sans dépend ma foi, mes croyances, jamais je ne ralentirai la cadence.
I'm gonna fight to stay in the light, keep sight in the midst of this fight. I preserve my right, from my left to my right, keep my vision and my mission may take more than one try.
I still want try, even if it means dying. At least I died in the heat of the battle, and I know in my heart I defeated the shadows that was cast on my paths of sin. A place that you never ever found me in. A place that you never ever found me in. A place that you never ever found me in. So in the end of the war, for my faith, I'm the one who wins.
We are warriors, fight to keep our salvation in God's true nation.
I will fight for my faith. I will fight for my faith. I will fight for my faith.
We are warriors, fight to keep our salvation in God's true nation.
I will fight for my faith. I will fight for my faith. I will fight for my faith.
What I live for, I will die for. I will fight for what I stand for.
God to defeat these odds and conquer this mountain. Come on, with God on our side, we cannot fall. Come on, with God on our side, we cannot fall.
De strijd gaat beëindigen, ik zal alles geven, zodat ik kan winnen. In mijn achterhoofd herinner ik me hoe Jezus voorspelde hoe het leven op aarde zal zijn. Ik voelde de pijn, heb veel littekens, mijn zwaard is kamer, mijn schild is verkocht. Ik zal vechten tot de laatste geblazen trompet, om mij het signaal te geven dat ik naar huis kom.
What I live for, I will die for. I will fight for what I stand for. I have been called by God to defeat these odds and conquer this mountain. Come on, with God on our side, we cannot fall. Come on, with God on our side, we cannot fall.
We are warriors fighting to keep our salvation in God's true nation.
I will fight for my faith, I will fight for my faith, I will fight for my faith. We are warriors fight to keep our salvation in God's true nation. I will fight for my faith, I will fight for my faith, I will fight for my faith. What I live for, I will die for.
I will fight for what I stand for.
I have been called by God to defeat these odds and conquer this mountain. Come on, with God on our side, we cannot fall. Come on, with God on our side, we cannot fall.
And that was our first INCMV for tonight po. That was We Are Warriors mula po yan sa In Concert Western Europe. And dun po sa ating first INCMV ay kasama po ang isa sa mga anak ng ating guest ngayong gabi, si Brother Jason. So, sino nga ba kasi yung guest natin? So, Kuya Randall, please do the honors of introducing our guest.
Thank you so much, Bea. So currently based in Geneva, Switzerland, our guest has been working for the United Nations for the past 21 years. Ayan. He presently holds a post at the Human Resources Administration and Finance, United Nations Geneva headquarters. In his 30 years in Switzerland, he has held numerous offices in the church, such as choir member and choir leader, deacon, and Light of Salvation president. He is currently the head deacon of the local congregation of Geneva North, District of Western Europe. A responsible and loving head of the family. Let's all welcome to UJ Radio, Brother Jaime Hipolito. Hello po!
Woohoo! Hello po, Kajim!
Hello.
Ajim, good morning po sa inyo dyan.
Hi,
and
good morning.
evening from Bea and us. Good morning or good afternoon.
Hello, and good evening to everyone there in the Philippines. And thank you for inviting me here in UJ Radio. And if I may, I also would like to greet my relatives in Pampanga and in Manila. And also I would like to greet our district supervising minister, Brother Marvin Adriano, and of course our resident evangelical worker, Brother J. Reb Tongor. Thank you po.
Yun. Hello po.
Hello po sa inyo lahat.
Okay, so first things
Hello
first,
po.
let's settle lang po. Anong oras na po ba dyan sa inyo ngayon, Kajim?
It's almost 1 o'clock, 1:10 to be exact. Yeah,
So
1
good
p.m.
afternoon. Good
Oo,
afternoon po.
tanghali. Good noon pala. Because I could
Yes.
readily tell sa background niyo po kasi Kajim, I could see there's light right behind you.
Yes.
So
Opo.
it tells me na umaga dyan po sa inyo.
Opo. Ayan, no, diba? Ganun, yung mga guests po natin sa mga shows natin dito, syempre hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas, kahit po sa mga kapatid natin na nasa ibang bansa, talagang gusto po nating ma-feature po sila. So again, ayan, good afternoon po sa inyo dyan ka, Jim. Now, we have a set of questions here para po sa ating first part po is we'd like to know more about you po. So, you've been living and working there po in Switzerland for almost 30 years. Am I right po?
Yes po.
Yes, we're almost 30. So, please take us back po to when you first got there back in 1991. Why you decided to move there, your experiences po related to finding a job. Kasi po, you migrated literally. So, how was it po yung during those early years po?
I came here po in Geneva, Switzerland in June 1991. And I will never forget that date because just few days after my arrival, the Mount Pinatubo volcano erupted.
Oh.
So I remember on that day, on the day of my flight, on my way from Pampanga to the airport, I had to cover my head with a headscarf because of the ash fall. And yeah, that's why it was really an unforgettable day for me. And I came here through the invitation of my niece, who was married to a British diplomat then. And they invited me to come over. So I used that opportunity.
Alright po. Okay, and then after that po, as soon as you got there po, did you immediately started looking for a job? Nag-start na po ba kayo na mag-job hunting right after? Kasi nga po, as you said po, you've been invited there by a relative nyo po. So, kumbaga may connections na po kayo dyan. How was it when you transferred there po to Switzerland?
Of course, it's always difficult in the beginning to find a job in a foreign land, especially here in Geneva almost 30 years ago. Locals here, they could hardly speak English. They can only speak French. So language barrier is really
Malaking problema po.
big factor. Yeah. So and I know that even if you want to work in the restaurants, you need to speak French. So of course, except those expats who work in international organization like the UN, sila lang yung nag-i-English talaga. So I thought I would have a better chance to work in an international organization like the UN.
Oh, all right. So yun na po yung doon na po ba kayo kaagad nagpunta? Because as you said nga po, kumbaga, yung language barrier is less there. So doon na po ba agad kayo nagpunta when you were job hunting?
Hindi pa po kasi inisip ko kasi noon na dahil nga dun sa language barrier, so I had to take some intensive French courses. And also I had to develop my typing speed and also took some Microsoft training courses because in my mind nandito na ako sa bansang ito, one of the richest countries in the world, so I might as well grab and seize the opportunity. So yun po yung ginawa ko, nag-aral ako while working kasi dito po kasi even if you have a degree, you cannot use it and work as a professional. Otherwise, you need to study again and obtain the diploma here. So meanwhile, I had to work as with a diplomatic permit I had at that time. I could only work as a cook, as a gardener, as a waiter, all around in the ambassadors' residences. So and then nag-aral po ako just to para ma-develop yung career path ko.
Okay. So, Brother Jim, as we understand it, it's almost been 30 years from the time that you first came to Switzerland. So you've mentioned as well the undertakings that you'd have to deal with, like the language barrier, that you'd really have to learn their language just so to be able to communicate to them. Prior to getting into the United Nations, your post wherein you're at right now, what were some of the jobs that actually led you prior to the UN? And finding those jobs, do you have or did you have personal guidelines on what to look for in getting a job prior to the UN job that you have right now?
Yes, like what I've said earlier, I work as a waiter because I was a cook when I was in Manila. I work as a cook because I was very much involved in the restaurant business when I was in Manila. So I used that also as an opportunity to find a job. And also I work as a waiter and a gardener. It's all around type of job, when you are in the ambassador residence. So, and while working, I studied. I developed my typing speed because I knew that one day I would be ending up in working in the office.
Ayan.
And because I had this Bachelor of Science major in accounting and business administration, so
I think it's one of the common things, Bea, that a lot of the migrants actually face is that when they transfer to a different country, hindi kina-consider or yung mga tinapos nila, may it be diplomas or whatever degree they have in the Philippines, it's not really honored. So they'd have to take into continuing education or further trainings when they get to that specific country. Ayan.
So kaya po, if meron po sa ating mga viewers na in the future po, balak nyo rin pong mag-migrate or mag-work po sa ibang bansa, it's better that you research po muna ano yung mga requirements, di ba? Bago po kayo magpunta
exactly
doon.
po, yeah.
Di ba po, do your assignment, do your homework bago po kayo pumunta sa ibang lugar na kung saan kayo lang po yung nandun at maghahanap po kayo ng hanap buhay. Lalo po kung yun po yung dahilan ng inyo pong paglipat sa ibang bansa. And kung napapansin nyo po, nabanggit nga po ni Kajim, yung he did the necessary things para po he himself ma-develop po siya. Yung typing, nag-aral po kayo ng French. Tama po ba, Kajim? You took extensive courses po to learn French.
Yes po.
So, kumbaga, kung ano po yung sa tingin nyo kailangan nyo to be developed, kayo na po ang bahalang gumawa ng paraan. Take the necessary steps. Alright.
You'd have to be qualified, kumbaga.
Yes,
You'd have to be
exactly.
qualified. I think one of the edge po, Brother Jim, correct me if I'm wrong, is the fact na unlike some of the immigrants, when you got to Switzerland po, at least meron na po kayo munang natirhan pansamantala. Because in most cases po kasi when people migrate to different countries, kailangan pa nila, they'd have to rent out a place. At least eto, may kamag-anak si Jaime na matutuluyan while he's trying to establish something po.
Yeah, tama po yun.
Ayun. Okay, so our next question po is regarding po your current job ngayon. So kayo po ay isang UN functionaire. Okay, ito po ay nagtanong po muna ako kung ano po yun. Pero please tell us what a functionaire is. Kasi baka familiar na pala kami, we just don't know what the term is. Ano po yung naka-entail po sa inyo pong trabaho, your duties and responsibilities po? And where has this job taken you po? And what are the advantages of having such an occupation po?
Yeah, a UN functionary is also like a UN international civil servant. We are responsible for safeguarding the resources of the United Nations organization, which are to be used for the purpose of ensuring and to deliver the mandate of the organization and to advance the best interest also of the United Nations.
Alright po. Okay, so saan na po kayo nakarating since UN po ito? This is the United Nations po. So where have you been? Where has your job taken you po in the past 21 years or less than that po?
It took me almost 10 years before I ended up working in the United Nations after many tries. So yun lang talaga kailangan, yung determination, yung willpower na to achieve the goal.
Yes.
And currently I'm working as a human resources officer partner with the Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs in the administration. So every time there is natural disasters in one country or there's a conflict in civil war, we deploy people, and it is our office to deploy. And basically, I mean, my main job is to deploy people, experts in those countries. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I see. So napaka-vast din pala or broad yung scope ng work po ninyo, Kajim, ano po?
Yes po.
Oh, okay. Now po, it was mentioned earlier po during the intro that you have held numerous offices po inside the church. Would you mind telling us more about it po? And how are you able to juggle po, like your time as a husband in the family and at work, your responsibilities and obligations, but above all po, your duties and sacred responsibilities and obligations inside the church. So how do you get to manage it?
Well, it is just a matter of time management, and also you have to make sure that that you put God as your priority, whatever you do in life. So yun po yung ginawa ko kahit na nung talagang masyado kong busy sa trabaho, minsan nagka-travel, but I see to it, I make it a point that I don't neglect my duties inside the church.
Nice po.
So nagkaroon po ako ng maraming tungkulin
Nice.
dito sa aming lokal.
Alright po. Okay, so nabanggit nyo nga po that you had to travel. Pwede mo mabanggit nyo po yung ilan po sa mga bansa na napuntahan nyo na po through your work?
Because yung portfolio ko po mainly Africa, Eastern Africa.
Oh.
So my first mission was in Freetown, Sierra Leone, just for a week. And nagpunta din po ako ng South Sudan, Nairobi, and
Alright, ayan. Nasa pictures po na ayan pinapakita.
Okay.
Ayan.
and also sa Jordan, South Africa.
Alright. So shoutout na rin po sa ating mga kapatid na nasa Southern Africa. Hello po mga kapatid. I know they're
Hello po
viewing
sa
us
inyo.
right now. Okay, so kaya ko po natanong, kasi po this next question po, medyo maiba po tayo konti. Dahil nga po nakaka-travel, you've been traveling po. You've been to different countries po in the life, yung pong in-span na kayo po ay nagtatrabaho for the UN. So you're able to meet a lot of people. So, were you able to turn these opportunities po para makapagpalaganap, makapag-akay po? Did you have the opportunities po? Baka may kwento po kayo na pwedeng ma-share po sa amin of an instance that you did po? Or how do you do it po na makapag-akay po kayo through your work?
I always do po kasi na every time I meet new people, I always see to it that I have to establish a good relationship with this person. Kasi yun po yung mahalaga. Hindi ko po ginagawa na immediately binabanggit ko yung tungkol sa religion. Dahil yung ibang tao kasi, lalo na yung ibang lahi, hindi sila masyadong sa religion. So yung strategy ko, I really have to build a good working relationship, or yung yung human interaction with them.
Yes.
And then kapag nakuha ko na po yung simpatya nila, doon ko pinapasok yung tungkol sa Church of Christ.
Alright.
Oh, that's a good strategy.
Yes, so kumbaga po, pinapakita nyo po na kayo po bilang isang member po ng Iglesia ni Cristo, ito po yung aking mga values sa pagtatrabaho at ganito ko kayo pakisamahan. Tama po ba? Parang ganun po yung naging way nyo po.
Exactly. Yun po.
So, and then after that po, when you get close to somebody on a level po na it's okay to introduce the church to them, that's when you do it po. Tama po ba? Oh. So how's it work? And sa ngayon po ba, meron po kayong, kasi meron po tayo, di ba, yung pong panawagan ng pamamahala po sa atin na magkaroon po tayo ng 6 na bagong maaakay po sa loob ng iglesia, bawat sambahayan. So, have you done that already po?
Yes po, yung intensified propagation,
Yes.
Talagang paulit-ulit pong ibinibigay sa amin yung tagubilin. So, yung sambahayan ko po, as of now, meron na po kaming 7 pinapadoktrinahan. Yung pang-7, it just happened 2 days ago.
2 days ago. So as of 2 days ago, na-update po at nalagpasan nyo na po yung requirement na 6. Pero why stop at 6 kung pwede naman mas madami pa, diba? So,
Tama.
yes. Very, very nice to know po. Iyan. Happy for your
Thank you
family.
po.
And as a matter of fact, gusto ko rin yung ginagawa na setup po ni Kajim, that in the beginning po, of course, when you know somebody, kailangan magpapalagay ang loob muna kayo until
Yes.
it would come to a point na you feel comfortable in in opening up about your religion, and that's the time naman na inaanyayahan. So
Yes.
after hearing po Brother Jaime or Kajim, it proves to show Bea and to all our viewers that being busy with your work at the same time being completely responsible as a family, head of the family, and doing the other obligations in life, it's never a hindrance na tumanggap ng tungkulin. Di
Yes.
po ba? In fact, based dun sa experience ko ni Jaime, ito pa yung naging daan para makatugon siya doon sa panawagan ng ating namamahala at sa kung ano pa man yung mga dapat niyang matugunan ever since nagsimula siya dyan sa Switzerland.
Yes.
Tapos kagaya na sinabi din ni Brother Jaime, currently, he has his family, yung sambayan niya po, has 7 po na mga naanyayahan. And it's not even half of the year yet. So, who knows? Yung 7 ay magiging 14
Mas
pa.
marami pa.
Oh, and of course, through prayers. Yan.
If I may add po, siguro din,
Go ahead po.
Kailangan lang talaga yung sincerity sa bawat pagtupad natin, lalo na sa pagmimisyon. Yun po yung pinakamahalagang na natutunan ko, yung sinceridad sa pagtupad ng tungkulin natin.
Alright.
Thank you so much po. We're not done yet, Bea, and to our viewers, later on in the show, Brother Jaime po will discuss to us and tell us what are the characteristics of an exceptional employee, these things that would definitely give us an edge in our workplace. And in the meantime, back to you, Bea.
Yes, at katulad nga na nasabi ni Ka Jim, kailangan meron tayong sinseridad at isa pa pong kailangan natin para po tayo makapagpatuloy sa pagtupad ng ating mga tungkulin, kailangan nating maging matapang. So ito po ang ating next INCMV. Here is Braver from In Concert Western Europe. Enjoy and we'll be right back.
Ce n'est que la première manche, essayant de prendre mon souffle, découvre, non de partout, ma tête je la recouvre.
Je suis déjà venu ici, donc qu'a-t-il pour m'effrayer, sachant que ce combat viendrait que je me suis entraîné des années.
Pour qu'au moment venu, je sois prêt pour le grand conflit, affrontant mes opposants dans ce que l'on nomme la vie.
Les anormalités sont devenues une normalité, prêt à faire face à ce monde d'instabilité.
Je suis plus brave.
Je n'ai pas peur, je resterai demain.
Maintenant je suis plus brave.
Je me tiens droit, regardant vers toi.
Maintenant je suis plus brave.
Ma foi inébranlable, je fais toujours continuer.
Je te trouve à chaque fois. Maintenant tu me rends plus brave.
Face à toutes ces peines, maladies et calamités, cherche à remettre en temps d'arrêter ces fatalités.
Les gens disent des aberrations, déclarations hâtives, faisant passer leur mensonge pour des faits alternatifs.
Même quand j'ai peur, je peux laisser tomber. Remettant à lui, on peut rien contrôler.
Si je suis mis à
Je
terre,
me relève, je me tiens droit.
je le respecte car il m'a rendu brave.
Je n'ai pas peur, je resterai demain. Je suis plus brave.
Je me tiens droit, regardant vers toi.
Maintenant je suis plus brave.
Ma foi inébranlable, je fais toujours continuer.
Maintenant tu me rends plus brave.
L'y approche. Sur la pointe des pieds, à toujours vouloir plus notre que l'homme l'a oublié.
Dans tous ces problèmes, ces maladies, ces calamités, on cherche des solutions, mais tout ce qu'on trouve n'est qu'instabilité.
Mais il ne faut pas abandonner, il ne faut pas perdre espoir. Je surmonterai tous ces obstacles jusqu'à ce que j'atteigne la gloire.
Là-haut, dans les cieux, je sais que tout sera parfait, mais d'ici là, je dois tenir, être encore plus brave que jamais.
Car notre Père ne me laissera pas tomber, il me sauvera de tous les dangers. Par lui, ma voie est toute tracée, ce qui me reste à faire, ne jamais douter.
Mais subir et subir comme si je n'allais jamais en finir. Avec les attaques de l'adversaire promis, je ne me laisserai plus faire.
Même si par moments j'ai l'impression que Dieu n'est pas là pour moi, je n'arrêterai pas de prier, car parfaite est ma foi.
Les tentations peuvent arriver et s'enchaîner durant ma vie. Je poserai peut-être le genou, mais je me relèverai grâce à lui.
Plus brave. Je suis plus brave. Je resterai demain. Je suis plus brave.
Je me tiens droit, regardant vers toi.
Maintenant je suis plus brave.
Maintenant je suis plus brave.
Ma foi inébranlable, je fais toujours continuer.
Je te trouve à chaque fois.
Maintenant tu me rends plus brave.
Okay, mabanggit ko lang ang ating pong last ang second INCMV po natin was Braver po. At kasama naman po doon ng isa pa po sa mga sons ni Kajim, si Katroy na naging guest po din po sa INCMV playlist last season. Okay, so dahil dyan, let's go to our soundcheck bumper. Syempre, ano pa ba? I-play na po natin kaagad ang ating soundcheck mystery sound. Go, Kuya Kevin.
So far, Bea, ito pa yung pinaka-maikli o maikli na sound. Di kayo nagkamali lang si Brother Kevin? Can we please do it one more time? Kuya Kevin, please.
Nagulat, no? Parang nasasaktan ako habang...
Okay.
Okay, Kuya.
Feeling ko, okay, this could be a Velcro.
Alright.
Na ina-unlock niya yung Velcro.
Opo. Bukang ganyan. Ako parang medyo level down ako konti from Velcro. Parang feeling ko parang masking tape kasi parang ang lapad yung tunog.
Pwede rin.
Diba pero parang ginanon. Okay, anyway.
Pwede rin yung sa parlor, di ba? Yung tinatanggal yung mga hair. Pwede rin, di ba? Or the spa. Could be a spa thing, di ba?
Di ba, Kuya, yung sa shoes na mga, lalo pag estudyante, yung bata, kaya nasisira agad yung Velcro kasi ginaganon-ganon eh. Ganon po ako na
Pinaglalaroan. Oo. So I think it could be any of those. As long as it involves something that's sticky or something that's attached, that's being ripped off.
Yes, exactly. So mamaya,
for our viewers, please feel free to put on your guesses on our comment section and don't forget to put #Soundcheck. And of course, you may also include all your greetings as you put your guesses. Ayan, there.
Okay, at dahil dyan, Kuya Randall, let's go to our next segment. Okay, Kuya Kev, alam mo na, we are playing Mouthwatch. Okay, so alam niyo na, ano pa ba ang ating Mouthwatch? Na-explain naman na po sa ating lahat. Our games moderator will be mouthing words silently po. Kunyari po walang tunog. At syempre ang ating games moderator for this one, syempre may pinakamalaking screen sa TV ngayon. So si Kajim yun. Ayan, tumatawa si Mami. Kasi actually, kinakabahan na po kami ni Kuya Randall. Panigurado, eto na naman. Pero Kuya Randall, alam mo na, teamwork tayo.
Yes, sure. And one more thing, I think Brother Jin is allowed to give clues or cues?
Yes.
Tama ba?
2 to 3 clues. Tama po ba, Kajim?
2 to 3 clues.
Yes po, yeah.
Right. Sige po. So, Kajim, ikaw naman po ang ating magiging host for this one. So, take it away po.
Alright.
Okay po, the first word, madali lang po ito. Very easy.
Okay po.
English word, some kind of sweet. And very famous in Switzerland.
I think
One more time po.
Chocolate. How could you go wrong with Swiss chocolate? Yeah.
Yes po, correct.
Yeah, Swiss chocolate.
Chocolate, please.
Tingin that's one of Bea's favorites.
Hindi naman po, pero kasi marami na po akong energy, so hindi na po ako nag-chocolate. Lumagpas na po eh. Pero okay, 1 point for Kuya Randall. Next word po natin, Kajim.
The next word po is a little bit salty.
Salty naman.
But not all are salty. I mean, merong medyo matamis din. It depends on the flavor. And it's also very famous in Switzerland.
All right.
So, cheese.
Alam ni Bea.
Natidinig po namin, Kaji, pero
I think that's the best clue we ever got since we started the season. Ito yung pinaka-best clue na nakuha natin. Simula na season. Go ahead.
Kasi po, cheese po yun. Pero alam niyo po kung bakit naririnig namin. Kasi po kanina, kinausap namin si Kajim. Kajim, ibulong niyo lang po Wag po yung wala. Pero,
alam pala, nakamute pala ako pagka...
Dapat po yung Kajim. Actually, para din magkaroon ng medyo easy na approach. Ayan. So it's a tie, 1-on-1, Bea and Kuya Randall. Alright, good job, Bea.
Sige po. Another
Our third
one
word po.
Okay.
So the third word po is it's a thing, accessory, men's accessory. Very famous din po dito sa Switzerland, and lahat ng tourist yata pag pupunta dito kailangan magkaroon sila nito because yung quality top.
Okay po.
Bea, that was my collection. Do it, Bea. Do it. Do it. Do
First
it.
one? Is it what?
Starts with a W, Bea. Come on. Ends with an H.
A what?
Watch. Yes. You got it.
Okay, so
Tama po ba,
0.5
Brother Jay?
0.5 kay Kuya Randall, 0.5 sa akin. Yeah!
How can you forget yung movement niya? I think that's one of the things that people are actually looking for, yung twist movement niya. Not to mention any brand, pero yung movement ng twist second hand. True.
Okay, so I think we can do a last one po because we only have a couple of minutes for this one. So last word po natin, Kajim.
Ito po sport.
Okay.
So in Swiss, we have so many Swiss Alps. So you can already imagine that people, especially those who would like to do this, ang Swiss ang favorite destination po nila to do this kind of sport.
I think I know what that is. Starts with an S. Bea.
Kuya Randall, ikaw na sige na po.
Ski.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
and I think there's
correct,
one famous mountain there that people actually go to ski. Starts with letter M. I might have forgotten. Yeah. So it's actually ski po, Jaime.
Yeah. Yes,
All
po.
right.
ski.
So
Sige.
that's a tie again between Bea and Kuya
Kuya,
Rando. It's always been that way.
No. Ikaw na kuya kasi lahat po binigyan mo ako ng clues. Parang ikaw yung nag-review this week. So we will give this episode to you. I will give my points.
Thanks, Bea. I owe you big time.
Thank you rin po, Ka-Jim, for being our games facilitator. Thank you so much. Okay,
Thank you so much po. And now, after doing all the guesses for the mouthwash, let's go and reveal our sound check. So, Brother Kevin, please play the sound check reveal video. Stop, Bea. Ang galing mo.
Sakit lang sa tenga.
You got it right.
Yeah!
Ayan. Siguro ako dun na sa part na there's something sticky involved. Other than that, you had the rest of it. O, diba?
Close naman. Yan yung teamwork natin dito, kuya. We have to present yung mga options po ng ating mga viewers. Kaya, di ba, para naman na may pagpipilian sila. So,
Yeah. So parang sinasabi kasi ni Bea, Brother Jim, na sa kanya yung soundcheck reveal, sa akin yung mouthwash daw. Ayan.
yes, okay.
Fair and square.
Exactly. Yan. Co-hosts nga eh. Alright. Okay, so we have a couple of guesses here. Konti lang babasahin namin kasi medyo nagmamadali tayo. Mula kay Ka Austin, sabi niya, zipper po ba? Uy, actually, medyo pwede rin, pero parang putol-putol siya mag-open ng zipper kung ganun. Ganun siya. Okay. Kay Kachi po, ang sabi niya ay Velcro strap po ba? Same as Kuya Randall's guess. And then si Canard, sabi nag-open po ba ng strap ng bag or yung zipper ng bag? Pwede. Or si Kaian, ino-open po yung zipper ng bag. So pare-pareho. Feeling ko nag-usap to mga, kasi magkakakilala po sila. So feeling ko nag-usap sila. Good guess, pero for this week, yun po ay Yonag. Kukuha siya ng strips ng Scotch tape.
Ayan.
Adhesive. Alright. Okay, at dahil dyan, we'll go straight to our share segment. So dito nga sa UG Radio, ayun na nga yung aming tinawag. We are sharing po kasi kung ano man yung mga pwede nating ma-share pa para naman dagdag saya natin dito sa UG Radio. So for this week po, si Ka-Jim ang mag-share ng kanyang collection and he'll do it live. So Ka-Jim, ano po yung inyong inihandang collection for us?
Yes, Sister Bea, I'm collecting bells. I have almost 107, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Quite a
Hand
lot.
bells
That's quite a lot.
from all over the world. So every time I travel, I see to it that I bring with me back home one at least or two hand bells with me.
Nice. So medyo kakaiba po kasi usual yung mga na-feature po natin dito, ayan, ang mga collection po, si Kuya Randall nga po ay yung kanyang watch collection and then it has its own significance. Si Dr. Elaine before has her bag collection. And yung mga mahilig mag-travel, there were ref magnets po, which is a little common, and another one po, keychains. So, yun. Kayo po, bells. Alright, that's nice.
It's quite unique actually, Bea. Bells. I think this is the first time po na nakarinig ako ng collecting bells during the travel. Sige po, go ahead po.
Alright, so meron po kayo dyan mga naka-ready po, Kajib?
Apo, meron po akong naka-ready dito na I have actually I chose 5. They're all my favorites. And this one.
Ay, cute! Ay, sorry po.
So parang each bell has their own distinct na sound.
Opo, may sarili siyang, meron siyang iba-ibang pitch actually, Kuya, kung ano nga eh.
Exactly po, yeah.
That's nice. Okay,
po,
so
very unique siya kasi yung clapper niya hindi siya yung normal na yung shape. So flat yung
alright. Okay po, so siguro po para mabilis lang po tayo, si Kajim na lang po, pwede po bang i-share niyo po sa amin isa-isa where it's from and why it is your favorite? Okay, isa na lang po, yung pinaka-favorite niyo na lang pala po.
Ito po, from Rimini, Italy. Meron siyang sentimental value kasi po this is the first, no, actually not the first bell, but then when we had a chance to go on our first vacation with my small children that time, ito po yung nabili ko sa Rimini, Italy. So that is why it's one of my favorites.
Oh, at saka lahat po mukhang magaganda. We're kind of excited to see the whole collection, pero sabi niyo nga po 107. So next time na lang po. Pagka napasyal po kami.
Okay, so before we proceed, if I may ask Bea, why of all po, Brother Jaime, bakit bells? Yun lang, medyo, bakit bells?
I don't know, maybe just the thinking of, the ringing of the bells is, for me, it often used to symbolize like freedom, something like that, to that effect.
Actually,
so, pag naririnig ko yung ring ng bell, parang free.
It calls
free
for
freedom.
freedom.
Yeah.
Jaime, if I may say so, si Bea, ganyan na ganyan din ang feeling niya. Kasi pag nagre-recess na, the bell, alam mo yung pag nagre-ring na yung bell, tapos, it's recess time, dismissal time.
Yun, Kuya.
I completely agree na yung ringing of bells signifies freedom. Ayan. Okay,
you're absolutely correct, Karen there.
Yes,
or something of a good memory, or di ba? Parang ganon. May kasama kasing sound. So parang when you remember something, hindi lang dun sa mismong item, yung mismong tunog na nai-emit ng item also brings back memories to you. Okay,
practical conditioning.
Yes,
ayan.
alright.
So
Thank
let's
you po.
go back to the discussion po, our Brother Jaime. So to continue, with the years of experience po in human resources, what can you say are the qualities po that make an outstanding employee, or how could they be exceptional? What should be their qualities po?
Of course, you have to have professionalism. This is very important. You have to show persistence when faced with difficult trials or challenges. Remain calm in stressful situation. Doon po sa trabaho kasi ganun. Laging last minute emergency, so kailangan kalmado ka lang.
Yes. Alright. And next.
And integrity in the United Nations, integrity is very important. You have to stand by decisions in the organization's interests, even they are unpopular. You have to take prompt action in case of unprofessional and unethical behavior, and do not abuse power or authority.
Next one po.
Yung pangatlo ko po yung communications. I think this is self-explanatory. Do not be afraid to ask questions, to clarify and exhibit interest in having two-way communication.
Important mga ano to. Next one po natin.
Yung teamwork is also equally important because you have to work collaboratively with colleagues to achieve organizational goals, and you have to solicit input by genuinely valuing others' ideas and expertise, and willing to learn from others as well.
Exactly. And then ating next po.
And client orientation, if you are working in the human resources, you have to have this human touch, and you have to be equipped with the client orientation skills. This is very important because you are serving your clients. You have to meet the timeline for delivery of products or services to clients.
All right.
And I guess it's emotional intelligence is the ability to understand, use and manage your own emotions in positive ways to relieve stress, so that you could communicate effectively and empathize with others.
Alright. So, 6 natin po yan na kailangan. This was the last one.
God-fearing. This is of course the most important. If you have fear, if you are God-fearing, everything else will follow. Lahat ng gagawin mo dahil may takot ka sa Diyos, you can have the assurance that you are going through the right direction, through the right path.
Exactly. At saka po, syempre, pag sinabi po natin God-fearing, lahat po nang nabanggit po ni Kajim na mga characteristics na dapat meron po tayo, lahat naman po ay nasa Biblia din. Hindi po ba yung integridad, yung pong pagiging team player, yung pagiging sensitive po sa ating mga kasamahan, yung interpersonal skills natin. All of those po naman ay nasa Biblia na. So kung tayo po ay God-fearing above anything else, for sure po, yung mga kailangan po nating maging ugali or mga characteristics po natin para po tayo ay maging isang effective na employee ay matataglay naman po natin. So, thank you Kajim for sharing those things po with us. And yun nga po yung meron po kayo, and we can see that po na ang kalmado nyo lang po mag-explain. I guess that's the same po when you do your work, just calm, collected po, and you're focused with your work po.
So bilang isang Pangulong Diakono po, na nabiyayaan po kayo na magandang posisyon po sa United Nations, paano po ito nakakatulong sa inyo? At ano po ang mga maipapayo ninyo sa mga kapatid na lumapit sa inyo ukol sa paghahanap po ng maayos na hanap buhay?
As a UN civil servant, I'm very blessed to have this kind of job in the UN because personally, yung mga international benefits, yung mga allowances na nakukuha mo, makakatulong talaga sa iyo sa pamumuhay. And aside from that, being as a head deacon, it is also my responsibility to take care of the group entrusted to me. So pagka may lumalapit po ng mga kapatid na naghahanap ng trabaho, halimbawa, sa abot ng aking makakaya bilang Pangulong Diakono, talagang tinutulungan ko sila not only sa paghahanap o sa pag-post ng mga job advertisements sa UN. For example, tinutulungan ko rin sila kung paano nila i-develop yung kanilang interviewing skills, at saka yung kanilang CV, let's say the CV, kung paano nila gawin na mas attractive sa mga employer. Dahil sa human resources kasi ito yung last factor na tinitingnan kapag naghahanap ka ng trabahador.
Thank you so much po. Maraming salamat po for being an inspiration po to a lot of brethren and to our reviewers. You've concretely showed us po how being busy at the same time being able to perform our sacred obligations po can actually be done together po without being compelled to whichever. More important is bumabalik talaga tayo doon sa sinasabi nyo nga po kanina, ang pinakamahalaga ay makatugon po tayo doon sa ating pananagutan po inside the church. Ayan. So after saying all those po, let's consult for the Bible and let's go to our segment, Gaya. Now let's listen to what the Bible says.
The Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. He reserves ability for those with integrity. He is a shield for those who live a blameless life. He protects the paths of justice and guards the way of those who are loyal to him.
Okay, so we're back, and once again po, before we end this program, of course, this program wouldn't be possible po were it not the very important persons in our lives and above all in our faith. So in behalf po of the entire staff of UJ Radio, I'd like to thank our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, and our CFO Coordinator, of course, Brother Angelo Iranio V. Manalo, for your dynamic leadership po and your unfailing support, not just to this program po, but to the many programs po under the INCPC. Maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Yes, and of course, we'd like to thank once again po si Ka Jaime Hipolito. Thank you po, Ka Jim, for sharing with us your knowledge and experiences po. I'm sure po na marami pong mga na-inspire na mga kapatid, mga viewers po natin. Marami po kayong naituro po sa kanila. Kaya salamat po ng marami. And of course, we'd also like to thank our viewers po na kasama po namin every Saturday. Kaya naman po at this part of the program, tayo po ay magpa-plug na. Syempre ng ating mga shows po under INC Production Company. We have Fit to Serve every Sunday at 8 in the morning. And of course, we have Songs of Faith, Love and Hope, PNK edition. That is every Sunday po, 5 p.m. We have INCMV by request, Monday to Friday po yung ating 1 p.m. program. And of course, meron po tayong 7 o'clock ng gabi na program po during Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. And of course, we have our INC playlist app. Yeah.
Listen to this, listen to this. Who are we?
The chosen people of God, representing the faith. Now we raise our voice in unity.
We're the one God placed in the church to lead his nation. This is true indeed. We're never turning away. We stand firm, always keeping the faith. And we will always be united with the administration. We're INC.
Yan, kasi marami po tayo mga teaser po ng ating INC Playlist app. So yan at marami pang iba, of course. Download our INC Playlist app on Android and iOS. Alright? And of course, continue to subscribe, follow, lahat na po, share yung ating pong INC Production Company Facebook page and YouTube channel to stay updated po sa ating mga maraming aktibidad, mga programa po, and our latest INC music videos.
Ayan. So once again, maraming salamat po, Brother Jaime, to all our viewers. Thank you for joining us, and this has been another Unity Junction Radio brought to you by the Iglesia ni Cristo Production Company promoting Christian culture. Ayan, maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Yes, and for our last INCMV for today, this time ang kasama naman po dito sa ating last INCMV ay si Ka Jim mismo. So here is Guardian of Our Faith. Enjoy this one. We'll see you next Saturday, mga kapatid. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye! Good night po!
Salamat po! Have a safe weekend, everyone!
In this world of constant turmoil, we have peace and certainty.
God has placed his servant to lead us, a man who guards our victory.
When our life is filled with sorrows, he reminds us to stand strong. He brings to
never cease to lead us on our way to eternal life. With the words of God, He guides us to help us fight a good fight. He'll defend the honor of our Lord until the very end of days. He's the leader of the Church of Christ. He's the guardian of our faith.
With a strength from our dear Father, He cares for the chosen ones.
Leading us with great compassion, inspiring us to carry on.
He will never cease to lead us on our way to eternal life. With the words of God, He guides us to help us fight a good fight. He'll defend the honor of our Lord until the very end of days. He's the leader of the Church of Christ. He's the guardian of our faith.
To Lord God be ever faithful.
Truly we are saved.